Education equals hope, a world where dreams take flight. Together we can make it so, transform the day from night.
Welcome to the Education Equals Hope podcast. I'm Celeste Bundy.
I'm Chip Smith.
What's your role with Education Equals Hope?
Retired, but one of the co-founders of Education Equals Hope with our dear friend Cameron from Ecuador.
That's right. And I'm the executive director of Education Equals Hope. And we exist to provide for the education of students in desperate and difficult situations. And the point of our podcast, also known as Hopecast, is to keep you, our dear friends and supporters, our community of hope, informed as to what's happening with our ministry, with our organization here in the States, in Ecuador, Haiti, Costa Rica, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, and Madagascar.
Did you fit?
Did I say? I think that was 7. Yeah. And the main reason why we want to keep you posted is because really the work of Education Equals Hope could not happen without you all. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Chip and I, this is our second podcast together. So hopefully...
Please excuse us.
hopefully someone came back, right?
Yeah, somebody's watching it. Share it with your friends.
Yeah, like all the little trolls and robots. But we're here on a rainy Monday in March to talk about World Water Day.
What a good day when it's raining.
I know. We should have collected that water and shown everyone how dirty rainwater is.
Well, it's probably cleaner than what our friends are drinking in Africa.
That's true. That's true. So we want to just continue to invite you guys into a conversation about ways that you can give hope, ways that you can change your world. Something as simple as a glass of clean water. We, as North Americans, tend to take that for granted, where the majority of the world lives without access to clean water. So I'm honestly not sure who created World Water Day, but we've kind of, with our new initiative of Hope to Others, wanted to definitely advocate and educate our community of hope about the water crisis. So,
Celeste, why would a nonprofit like us, who's education-based, do water?
That's, well, you, Chip.
Well, I set you up for that.
Yeah. We have one of our core values is called responsive grit. So if we see a student or a community in which we serve have a need, we want to respond to that need, even if it isn't technically education, right? So,
but we do know if you have stomach issues, you can't learn.
Right. Yeah. If you're thirsty, if you're dehydrated, think about when you've worked out or you've been in the yard and you just feel that drain on your body because you haven't drank.
Hydrated.
Yeah. You haven't hydrated. So one of our call is to remove the barriers to education.
That's right.
And as opportunities are brought to us by our partners, we definitely want to meet those needs. So Chip and I were a part of a conversation at the end of 2021, which is crazy, 3.5 years ago now, with our partner in Kenya, Ben Tanguli. And
Bishop
Ben Tanguli, yes, who leads over 140 churches. And Tracy Slazarski, who's our partnership coordinator for our work in Kenya. And we learned about the death of 2 students in that program who had died from diarrhea. And I remember the look on your face of we can't let this happen. Mm-hmm. And it just, again, started a conversation of how do we help and how do we address this need? So, Chip, you have a background in water filtration.
Yeah, fortunately, my background is chemical filtration, but same thing as water filtration. So, my old company, EW Process.
Huge donor, yeah.
Our largest corporate sponsor.
Yeah. Wouldn't be here without them.
That's right. I don't know if y'all know, but we started this 15 years ago.
Yeah, 15 years ago. Mm-hmm.
It actually started the EW Process. My accountant did the books. EW Process paid for all the material, all the printing material and everything. So I've retired from that too, but we do have a great history, and they're very supportive. Check them out at ewprocess.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your background with EW Process,
filtration and pumping.
Yeah, and so you knew that there had to be a simple solution to cleaning water.
Right, and we're able to find a filter that does it for us. It goes down to 0.5
0.01 microns.
Micron.
Okay.
And it's hard to put this in perspective. I think beach sand, coarse beach sand, is 70 micron. Human hair is 40. Baking soda, baking powder is 30 or something. Then you get into the stuff you can't see anymore.
Yeah.
Like the red blood cells are, 27 micron. So think about, we keep going down and down, down. Stuff you can't see, but it does affect the health of children. And everyone does not have clean water. So, yeah.
Yeah. So this, if you're watching us on YouTube, the filter is actually it's smaller than the size of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And this filter can process up to 250 gallons.
And that's conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah. We put a window in there to make sure we keep it clean.
And so that, we're not overstressing the filter as well. So this filter can, again, filter up to 250 gallons a day. It can last up to 10 years if it's taken care of properly.
And no moving parts, which is really important.
Yep.
So there's no maintenance to it other than physically cleaning it.
Gravity fed.
Gravity fed. No pumps required.
Yeah. And kind of back to your point about microns, so if you're a scientist and you want to spend some time with us and teach us to learn more about all of that fun stuff, what's really the point of the filter is to remove the bacteria that causes typhoid, cholera, and
dysentery.
Yeah, dysentery, which apparently I've been saying wrong. I've been calling it dysentery.
Celeste.
I feel like I'm like that old English.
Is this century or last century?
Yeah. Dysentery. So if I've ever said that, I'm so sorry. But so dysentery. So the bacteria that causes those diseases is larger than that 0.1 micron that
we can remove down to.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's always a level of removal through a mechanical filter, which is what this is. And it's the same technology people use on kidney dialysis machines. Mm-hmm. So it's in the business, we would call it hollow tube microfiltration. Mm-hmm. And so that's what it is. So it's
hollow tube microfiltration.
Yeah, hollow tube polymer filtration or something. I can't remember. But it looks like a collection of spaghetti tied together. Mm-hmm. And it just goes through the holes inside the little bitty spaghetti strand. So it's actually brilliant for our needs.
Absolutely. And, one thing that there's just a lot of conversation around about World Water Day is, women and girls spend over 250 million, let me say that again, 250 million hours a day walking for water. Now, that is something that's a barrier we haven't been able to remove yet, right? So our dear friends in Kenya, Madagascar, and Ecuador are still walking for water, but they have the tools and the resources now to drink clean water, to cook with clean water, to wash their hands, to brush their teeth, to do the things that, again, we walk into our bathrooms or our kitchens, turn on a faucet, and we're like, this is amazing. Like, this is actually amazing.
You don't know how much you appreciate it till you go to Africa.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, so again, part of our role with Education Equals Hope and part of the reason of this podcast is to educate. Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to share a few of the global water crisis facts with you. One that consistently breaks my heart is that every day over 700 children under 5 years old die from diarrhea. And those deaths are directly linked to inadequate water, sanitation, and hygiene. And just sit with that for a minute,
Something we take for granted.
Yeah.
You get antibiotic or whatever, you take care of it.
And think about passing an elementary school. How many kids are in that elementary school? And it's hard to imagine 700 children globally, right? But if you drive by an elementary school, wonder...
It's probably the whole elementary school.
Right, and that's every day.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not more, being honest with you.
Yeah, so...
Even what we've seen a little bit, the water sources are just literally a mud hole sometimes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
you realize you have to go get the water, but it's not safe for the young girls to go get the water. As you could imagine, things happen. And so, yeah, it's a very important project, people. It's very important. We've seen direct results, and lives have been changed, and because they're healthy now.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Here's another fact you want to go?
Yeah, yeah.
This is the one that if you think about it, it says by 2025, which is this year, half of the world's population will be living in water-stressed areas. And even where we live, Celeste, we have water-stressed areas. We have summers that are very dry. Our river starts going down. They put water restrictions. And think about if you fight that every day. It's every day.
Well, and, hopefully, we have a lot of donors who live in that Western North Carolina swath that were greatly impacted by Hurricane Helene back in October. And think of how long they went without water.
Yeah, some towns are not. Some towns are a month without water.
Yeah.
It's just hard to believe these days.
Yeah,
and sewage too.
Yeah. Or Flint, Michigan. I mean, when you talk about the water crisis in the United States, that is such a focus. And, it is, again, we come to expect to have it is a right. It is a human right to have access to clean water. It is a human right to have access to education. And so we really would not be in this fight for hope, for education, for clean water, for food, for security without you guys. So thank you for allowing us the ability to have responsive grit.
Luxury. It is a luxury for us. When we started this thing 15 years ago, which is hard, another story that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
We have gone many treacherous paths through what we need to offer our ministry sites. I mean, it's food now, it's health care. I remember the first time we bought a woman a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have one. She had a handicapped child, was carrying her on her back. And so Cameron said, can we buy a wheelchair? And of course we did. So, so it's really changed a lot, which I'm sort of proud of. I'm proud that we can go in these communities and address their needs, and not so much us telling them what they need, but we can address civic need in the field.
Well, and I don't think that, we weren't sitting around twiddling our thumbs by any stretch of the imagination, because there is plenty of work to be done.
Just in education.
Right. Just in the education sector, all of our programs could grow if they were funded properly. But, I think it goes back to that being in a trusted relationship where a partner like Bishop Ben or Cameron or Père Pierre Goose down in Haiti can come to us and say, I need your help. And they know that we're going to do whatever we can to advocate on their behalf,
It is a gift. It's a gift to be able to walk along these people. And I feel very fortunate to be able, to help as much as we can.
Yeah. And I think
there's a project in Haiti right now we are desperately need some funding for.
A latrine. Yeah. I was talking with someone last week, actually with Food for the Poor, and we both we all kind of giggled and said we had no idea we talk about poop as much as we do, because we're in education there and food.
This is our first going into poop, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, but
stepped in it enough.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's again, it's a need. Every student, every human deserves the dignity to have a safe place to use the restroom. Right. So we're
and all communities are different, which I always find it very interesting. They all have the same needs, but specifically it seems to be a little bit different everywhere we go.
Yeah, and it's really neat to be able to kind of watch those barriers fall, and maybe not even fall, but kind of be chipped back a little bit, and it's really because of our community of hope. It's because of our donors. It's because of the people that have heard your story or Cameron's story, Michelle Dudley's story with our school in Rwanda, or the major team in Madagascar who's super passionate about this program for Hope to Others. We were able to distribute about 80 filters in Madagascar last summer. We're taking a team there this summer and hope to bring at least 100 additional filters. So there's just this multiplication fact that
it's just so needed everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just very fortunate to be born in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so needed everywhere. Again, I take it for granted. If I don't have hot water, it ruins my day.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I smell the chlorine in the water, but
Yeah. Well, that's funny that you should bring that up, because part of sharing those global water crisis facts, we also kind of want to educate you on the waste of water. So as we walk forward towards World Water Day, just this week, as you listen to this podcast and you're thinking, maybe challenge yourself to not use as much water for the next week. So you mentioned not having a hot shower, but did you know that a 10-minute shower uses 10-minute shower, let me just say that, uses 25 gallons of water, which could supply 6 to 8 people water for an entire day.
Yeah.
So
I'm very guilty of that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not a how to make you feel guilty podcast, but it's just change. Yeah. It's awareness. It's changing it's flipping the script on, again, like, so grateful to be able to walk into a bathroom every day and turn on a shower, get
with hot water,
yeah. Hopefully, and then just like, that there are people around the world that same time in the shower would provide so much clean water.
Assuming they take a shower.
Yeah. But think like if you could save that and then ship it over to,
Yeah, it's just awareness, folks. We're just trying to get you to understand how difficult and how much water issues are out in the world. And it's becoming more. We've all seen a lot of changes in our climates, very cold, very hot, lots of rain, lots of drought. I don't know what this is going to turn into, but there's definitely something going on here. We can all be aware of that. And I think we're going to experience a little bit of that.
I agree. And I think that, if there's one thing that we can do, like what's one thing you can do next week, this week, today, that will make a difference?
When you brush your teeth, don't run the water.
Exactly. That's right.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one. And that's actually one.
I cut the water off because I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah. And that's, it's just literally something so simple. So running the tap while you're washing your hands waste up to 2 gallons per minute. And then 2 gallons of clean water could provide drinking water for one person for a full day.
And I know in my family, we waste money with the washing machine.
Yeah.
I know we do. I mean, it seems like it's always on.
Yeah. And so it's just those little things, those little measurements that you can think about. And the numbers do get confusing sometimes. I know that I've misquoted the water facts for sure. But, just, tonight when you're preparing dinner, or if you, one of the things that I thought about this morning was, how many water bottles do I buy just because I'm not at my house versus using a reusable water bottle?
Think about the issue with plastic.
Yeah.
We all know.
So it's like we can also address, we can reduce plastic usage if we have our own water bottle and, getting that out of a tap versus buying it from the store.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize washing clothes at a regular load is like 40 gallons. That's a lot of water. And water's going to get more expensive, folks. It's going to be, you think oil and gas is the next war, it's going to be water. Way down the road, I hope.
Yes.
But it will be water.
Yeah. And again, it's kind of like, that's why having the Hope to Others water filter is such a benefit, because our families, the students, our girls that we support to go to school can walk to the Transnoia River that is extremely dirty and have access to clean water.
Even Ben talked about he was a child, all the rivers were pure and clean. And now with advent of farming and chemicals and pollution, it's all become very dirty.
Well, and you think, it's not like it's not like a swimming pool where it's like, okay, this is where you allow your farm animals to go and bathe, or this is where you wash your motorcycle or your car. I mean, the things that we see when we're in Africa visiting our partners, it's like, okay, all right. So can you imagine drinking water from this area?
You can wash your motorcycle.
Yeah. And so
and some of that's education on our part too.
Yeah.
And the economic savings is very important, because they don't have to boil the water anymore. So money in propane.
Yeah. Or coal.
Coal, yeah.
So like just the financial benefit, which then allows them to invest in their kids' future. We just hear story after story of Shem Matei, who is our project coordinator in Kenya, going and visiting families and just hearing of the difference that this very simple.
Yeah, they call Shem doctor.
Yeah.
He's not a doctor, but they call him doctor because he's bringing health to these, very poor communities. Very poor.
Very poor. Yeah. And we as we kind of, again, just want to challenge you, not only in March as we look at World Water Day, but each and every day. We do have a couple of challenges for our community of hope this week. So what we're going to do is if you follow us on social media, you will notice that our Hope to Others initiative has a very small following. So we are asking you to go on Instagram, go on Facebook, and follow us and share our post. And for every new follower that we get between now and March the 24th, we will donate $5 to a new filter for a family.
Great.
So 10 new followers equals one new filter.
That's great.
So think about that. Like, it's something as simple as pressing like, something as simple as pressing follow.
Share 20
like,
friends.
Yeah. So for every new follower we get, we will donate $5 for a new filter, and we'll keep you guys posted on the success of that. And then, as you'll notice, we have these brand new branded Hope to Others water bottles. So, again, just with the goal of educating, advocating for World Water Day for all 2.2 billion people will rely on unsafe water.
Unclean water.
Yeah. So on behalf of those 2.2 billion individuals, for every $100 donation we get for Hope to Others from today until March 24th, we will mail you a Hope to Others water bottle. So it's a little reminder of the ways that, as we talked about on our last podcast, of it is a simple way you can change the world.
Yeah, one step at a time, one baby step at a time. How many filters do we have in Africa now installed?
Over 1,800.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So
that's 1,800
families.
Homes.
Yeah.
Homes.
Yeah. And we use that term loosely.
Yeah, homes.
Yeah.
Which you think about, some people are using them for community purposes.
There's in schools.
That's right.
They're in classrooms.
Yeah, people come clean their water and get clean water in the communities.
Mm-hmm.
So the magnitude of what we're reaching out and touching is, we probably can't even put it.
I would agree with that. And, when we did our first water filter distribution in July of 2022, in the villages where we work, there are still chiefs or elders, and the village chief came out.
They call them chiefs.
Yeah. It's hard for me. I'm like, is that right? Am I saying that correct? Right? No, I don't want to mispronounce.
It's a political point. It's a political position.
Yeah, it's like a mayor.
Yeah.
And he came out, listened to the distribution, listened to the material, the curriculum, and he was like, this is going to change our community. And there are 1,800 homes again in his community, and we are 300 away from everyone in his community.
The whole community. Wow.
So, guys, I think we can do that. I think we can get 300 to them.
With people that are excited about our project.
Yeah. So, and that's just going to be such a day to celebrate, that we can walk into this community knowing every single family.
It's interesting. The healthcare, the health representative from the governments have been involved with us. They put a stamp of approval on it. So it's very exciting. Now, this is so important. It's kind of hard to even understand it. Don't you think?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, this little thing that started 15 years ago is changing lots of lives all over the world. Not just education. We know the importance of education, but for health and safety and everything. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. Journey.
Yeah, we're back on our journey. Chip, thanks for continuing the conversation.
Yeah.
I get excited every time we get to chat about Education Equals Hope and Hope to Others. And if you guys want to learn more about either of those programs, you can visit our website at educationequalshope.org. There is a link there to our Hope to Others filter page, but you can also Google that and find that at hopetoothersfilter.org. But like I said, we're asking you to go on social media, go on Instagram, Facebook.
Share.
Yeah, like.
Hey, don't we have a celebration coming up?
We do. That's great. So we'll kind of wrap up with that. But we'd also like for you to come and celebrate all that you've been a part of. On Thursday, April the 3rd in Fort Mill, South Carolina, we're having our...
Which is beside Charlotte. So.
Yeah, 8 miles south, right? Yeah. Very close to Charlotte. Cameron Graham Vivanco is actually coming up to celebrate with us. I believe Joyce Pipkin will also drive up from Columbia. You'll get to meet some of our board members, hear from Chip and Cameron, and just really celebrate all the hope that's been given over the past 15 years. It's going to be a fun time. So,
it's a gift.
Yep.
It truly is a gift.
And guess what? You can also purchase tickets to come to that on our website.
Yay.
So, yeah, go to our website.
We're actually organized.
I know. It's unbelievable. Go to educationequalshope.org to learn more about where we work, how we work, what you're part of, the impact that you make, and how you can continue to walk this path with us.
Because we can't do it without you.
That's exactly right.
It says it right here. Say that.
All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.